I'm a 32-year-old guy who thought he was about to start the rest of his life. 4 years together, 6 months engaged, one apartment, one lease, one future I believed in, and one joke that shattered everything in a single breath. When Maya's friends joked that she had a backup fiance if I ever messed up, I laughed. I actually laughed. I thought it was clever, even smart. Then I walked across the room, handed her back up the engagement ring, and said, "Tag in, buddy. She's all yours." The silence that followed wasn't awkward, it was nuclear. Maya was 29. We'd been together 4 years, living in my apartment for the last 18 months. My name was the only one on the lease. We got engaged 6 months earlier with a ring that became a joke between us. We found it at an artisan fair upstate, a simple hammered silver band with a single cubic zirconia. It cost exactly $100. Maya loved it. She said she didn't need a blood diamond, that we'd upgrade on our 5-year anniversary. I thought it meant she was practical. Turns out I was blind. The engagement party was small, 15 people jammed into my living room. The energy was wrong from the start. Maya looked radiant, but every time I moved toward her, she drifted away, whispering, giggling, huddled with her friends Zara and Kim. Evan, her old college best friend, was glued to her side. I'd brought him up before. She said I was paranoid. He was like her brother. We opened gifts, blender, towels. Then Zara stood up, already drunk, raising her glass. She toasted Maya's intelligence, her planning, her foresight. Then she winked at me and said Maya was so smart she even had a backup plan. She nodded toward Evan. The room inhaled as one. I looked at Maya. She wasn't looking at me. She was smiling at Evan, a pleased little smile. Evan smirked and raised his glass. Zara kept going, saying if I ever messed up, Evan was ready on the bench. That's when the sound disappeared. Every red flag from the last 6 months lined up perfectly. Late nights, hidden phone, long lunches, wedding talk disappearing. Everyone stared at me, waiting, so I laughed, loud. I said it was brilliant, that having a plan B was smart risk management. I walked to my jacket, pulled out the ring box I'd cleaned earlier, and crossed the room. Evan looked confused as I opened his hand and dropped the box into it. "Tag in," I said calmly. "She's all yours." No one spoke. Maya turned white. I told everyone the party was over and opened the door. Maya finally yelled, calling it a joke. I asked if it was a joke when she was at his apartment last Tuesday. Her mouth snapped shut. Evan's eyes widened. He didn't know I knew. People scrambled out without eye contact. Maya tried to stay. I reminded her she wasn't on the lease. Evan ran. Zara cursed me. Kim called me hysterical. Maya cried and said I was throwing away 4 years. I told her I was saving myself from being Plan A while she auditioned Plan B. I locked the door. 2 hours later, my phone buzzed nonstop. Texts from Maya, her friends, her mother. I didn't read them. I sat among half-eaten snacks and gift bags, holding the ring box. Best $100 I ever spent. 3 days later, the pounding started. Maya, Evan, and Zara screamed through the door. I put on noise-canceling headphones and called non-emergency police. When the dispatcher's voice echoed through the door, they scattered. The texts were pure gaslighting, dozens from Maya. It was a joke. I embarrassed her. I drove her to Evan. Her mom was horrified. She was coming to get her stuff. Evan texted that I overreacted. Zara called me a psycho. I replied to none of them. I blocked everyone, changed the locks at 8 a.m., packed her belongings piece by piece, clothes, makeup, notes, photos. I sat on the closet floor for 10 minutes feeling hollow. Then I found a framed photo of her and Evan from college and packed that too. At 4 p.m., Maya came alone, furious. Her key didn't work. I told her I changed the locks. She claimed rights. I showed her boxes. 30 minutes to collect them. Furniture became the issue. The vanity and bookshelf were hers. The $700 work chair wasn't. I paid for it. She never reimbursed me. She called it extortion. I told her to call the cops. 2 days later, they did. Officers knocked while Maya and Evan waited outside like victims. I handed over the lease, showed credit card statements. The officers ruled it civil. They supervised pickup. Maya cried theatrically. Evan glared. He told me to give her the chair. I told him to Venmo me. One officer laughed. Evan turned red. I thought it was over. I was wrong. My landlord called. Anonymous complaints. Screaming. Chemical smells. Drug activity. My heart dropped. Corporate demanded an inspection. One more call could mean eviction. This wasn't petty anymore. This was sabotage. I called a lawyer, paid $350. She drafted cease and desist letters detailing harassment and defamation. I emailed my landlord and corporate with documentation, paper trails, protection. 2 months later, it ended. The letters worked instantly. Silence, no calls. Inspection passed. My landlord apologized. Corporate closed the case. Then Evan texted from an unknown number. He was out. Maya wanted him to lie about guns. He wasn't risking jail. I didn't respond. The backup folded when it cost something. 1 month later, Maya's mom called. Calm, polite, asking me to reconsider. I told her no. I wished her well. I hung up. Now my apartment is quiet, clean, mine. The chair is still here, comfortable. The ring is gone. So is the future I imagined. What's left is clarity. If this story hit you, tell me in the comments. Was this just a joke, or was it the truth slipping out? And if you've ever walked away from someone who kept a backup plan, I want to hear how it ended.